The sky erupted with an unnatural darkness as massive alien ships pierced Earth's atmospheric boundary. Jae-woo watched from the underground quantum research facility, his hands trembling slightly as he adjusted the holographic displays. Outside, panic was spreading across major cities, but inside this secured complex, a different energy pulsed. Determination. The alien transmission crackled through every communication channel worldwide. A deep metallic voice announced their ultimatum with chilling precision. Humans of Earth, you have 24 hours to surrender completely. Resistance is futile. Our technological superiority will annihilate your civilization within a single planetary rotation. Hee-jin, standing next to Jae-woo, narrowed her eyes. She was the Strategic Defense Commander, a woman who had spent decades preparing for precisely this moment. Her team had developed contingency plans that most world governments believed were nothing more than science fiction. They think we'll break, she whispered, her fingers dancing across a complex communication panel. They don't understand humans. The alien fleet was massive, hundreds of ships that dwarfed anything humanity had ever constructed. Each vessel gleamed with an otherworldly metallic sheen, sporting weapons that could obliterate entire continents with a single discharge. Sensor readings suggested technology centuries beyond human capabilities. In the Global Command Center, military leaders from different nations sat in stunned silence. Some looked terrified, others seemed ready to surrender immediately. But a EI, select few, those who knew about the secret projects, maintained a calm exterior. Jae-woo pulled up multiple quantum computational models. His research had been considered radical, even impossible by most scientific communities. Temporal manipulation, quantum entanglement, and advanced theoretical physics were his specialties. What others saw as crazy theories, he saw as humanity's potential salvation. They're scanning our planetary defenses, he muttered, watching intricate data streams. Conventional weapons won't even scratch their technology. The alien ships began positioning themselves strategically around Earth. Massive energy signatures indicated they were charging primary weapons, capable of reducing entire metropolitan areas to ash within seconds. News channels worldwide broadcast the impending doom, showing terrified citizens preparing for what seemed like inevitable destruction. But beneath the surface, something extraordinary was happening. In hidden research facilities across different continents, teams of scientists were activating protocols that had been decades in preparation. Quantum computers hummed with unprecedented computational power. Complex algorithms developed in absolute secrecy began running simultaneous calculations. Hee-jin understood something the aliens didn't. Humanity's greatest strength wasn't raw technological power, but adaptability and unpredictability. They're giving us 24 hours, she said quietly to Jae-woo. We'll need less than that. The alien fleet commander, observing from his primary vessel, felt confident. Centuries of galactic conquests had taught them that no civilization could withstand their technological might. Humanity would be another footnote in their expansive historical records. What the aliens didn't realize was that they had just walked into a carefully prepared trap. Jae-woo's fingers moved with incredible speed across holographic interfaces. Years of research, countless sleepless nights, and humanity's collective innovative spirit were about to be tested. The quantum temporal displacement field was ready, a technology so advanced it bordered on being indistinguishable from magic. Initiation sequence activated, he announced calmly. Outside, the alien ships continued their menacing hover, weapon systems primed, ready to deliver humanity's final judgment. They believed their victory was certain, their technological superiority unquestionable. They were wrong. In the next few moments, everything would change. The 24-hour ultimatum would become the aliens' own countdown to destruction, a lesson in humility crafted by human ingenuity. Humanity was about to show the universe that being underestimated was their most potent weapon, and Jae-woo was ready to press the button that would alter everything. Deep beneath the Earth's surface, a network of hidden research facilities hummed with intense activity. Jae-woo moved between advanced quantum computers, his eyes darting across multiple screens displaying complex calculations and strange energy patterns. The facility was a marvel of human engineering, completely isolated from external communications, powered by experimental fusion reactors, and protected by layers of advanced shielding. For decades, a select group of scientists had been preparing for this exact moment. They knew an alien invasion wasn't just a possibility, it was an inevitability. While world governments argued and debated, these researchers worked in absolute secrecy, developing technologies that would make most scientific communities laugh, or call them crazy. Kim Dong-hyuk, the lead engineering specialist, adjusted a series of intricate quantum entanglement modules. His hands moved with precision, each movement carefully calculated. Beside him, younger researchers watched in silent admiration, understanding they were witnessing something extraordinary. "The temporal displacement field is almost ready," Dong-hyuk muttered, more to himself than to anyone else. "We've run 5,000 simulation scenarios. Each one confirms our theory." The facility was a maze of advanced technology. Rooms filled with quantum computers processed millions of calculations per second. Strange machines that looked like a cross between scientific equipment and alien technology lined the walls. Every inch of the space represented humanity's most advanced thinking. Ye-jin entered the main research chamber, her military background evident in her precise movements. She carried a small data crystal, the culmination of years of secret global research. This wasn't just a military project. It was a unified human effort that had quietly brought together the best minds from every continent. "How are the quantum calculations progressing?" she asked Jae-woo. He didn't look up from his work. "We're tracking the alien fleet's potential movement patterns. Their technology is advanced but predictable. Predictability is always a weakness." The research team had developed something beyond traditional defensive technologies. They weren't just preparing to fight. They were preparing to completely redefine the concept of warfare. Quantum manipulation, temporal field disruption, and advanced computational prediction were their weapons. In another section of the facility, a group of mathematicians worked on complex probability models. They were mapping potential alien response scenarios, creating algorithms that could predict and counter technological responses with millisecond precision. Each calculation was a potential lifeline for human survival. Dong-hyuk approached a massive holographic display showing the alien fleet's current position. "Their scanning technologies are impressive," he said, "but they don't understand quantum uncertainty. We're going to exploit that fundamental weakness." The preparation wasn't just technological. Psychological warfare strategies had been developed, understanding that true conflict wasn't just about weapons, but about breaking the enemy's spirit. The team had studied alien communication patterns, developing response mechanisms that would completely confuse their technological understanding. "We have less than 6 hours before they expect our surrender," Ye-jin announced. "Everything we've worked for comes down to this moment." Jae-woo's fingers danced across quantum interfaces. Complex mathematical patterns began forming, seemingly random, but each sequence carefully designed. To an outside observer, it would look like nonsensical data. To the research team, it was a sophisticated weapon. The facility represented humanity's most profound secret. No single government controlled this project. It was a global effort, funded through hidden channels, developed by the most brilliant minds who understood that human survival might one day depend on their work. Dong-hyuk looked at Jae-woo. "Are we really ready?" Jae-woo's response was calm and certain. "We've been ready for years, they just don't know it yet." The quantum computers continued their silent calculation. Outside, the world remained unaware of the extraordinary preparation happening deep underground. Humanity's most sophisticated defense was being prepared, not with traditional weapons, but with the most powerful tool they possessed: their ability to think beyond conventional limitations. In these underground chambers, the future of human civilization was being written, one quantum calculation at a time. The alien communication system buzzed with confusion. What humanity transmitted wasn't a surrender message or a declaration of war. Instead, a complex series of mathematical patterns flooded their communication networks, a bizarre blend of quantum equations, prime number sequences, and seemingly random data clusters. Krell, the alien fleet commander, stared at the incoming transmission with growing irritation. His species had conquered hundreds of civilizations, and no species had ever responded to their ultimatum with such an unusual communication method. "Translate this," he barked at his communication specialist. The specialist worked frantically, running multiple translation algorithms. Nothing made sense. The mathematical patterns shifted constantly, defying standard computational logic. Each time they attempted to decode the message, the data would rearrange itself, creating new complex patterns. On Earth, Jae-woo watched the alien fleet's response through advanced monitoring systems. His team had deliberately designed the transmission to be both mathematically perfect and completely incomprehensible to traditional computational systems. "They're trying to understand our message," he told Hee-jin with a slight smile. "But they can't." The alien communication channels became increasingly chaotic. What seemed like a simple mathematical transmission was actually a sophisticated quantum disruption protocol. Each equation contained hidden layers of information designed to confuse and destabilize their computational systems. Krell's second-in-command suggested multiple theories. It could be a primitive communication attempt, or perhaps a form of technological surrender signal. But something felt wrong. The mathematical patterns were too perfect, too deliberately constructed to be random. Each sequence contained subtle quantum entanglement signatures that would be invisible to traditional scanning technologies. Across different alien ships, communication systems began experiencing strange disruptions. Computational cores started generating unexpected error messages. Navigation systems showed conflicting spatial coordinates. What seemed like a simple mathematical transmission was slowly infiltrating their most advanced technological networks. "We should prepare defensive protocols," Krell announced, sensing something was fundamentally wrong with the transmission. But it was already too late. The quantum equations weren't just messages, they were sophisticated technological weapons. Each mathematical sequence contained embedded quantum instructions designed to exploit fundamental weaknesses in alien computational systems. Jae-woo had spent years studying alien technological architectures through intercepted signals and theoretical modeling. The transmission was a masterpiece of scientific manipulation, a way to enter their systems without firing a single traditional weapon. "They won't understand what's happening," Hee-jin observed, watching the alien fleet's increasing confusion. The transmission continued, a relentless stream of mathematical complexity. To human researchers, it was a carefully crafted piece of technological art. To the aliens, it was becoming a nightmare of computational chaos. Alien technicians worked frantically, trying to decode and block the incoming data. But each attempt only seemed to accelerate the transmission's strange computational behavior. Firewalls collapsed, security protocols became meaningless, and their most advanced systems started generating increasingly bizarre results. What the aliens didn't realize was that humanity had transformed mathematics itself into a weapon. Krell watched in growing horror as his ship's primary systems began showing unexplainable glitches. Navigation computers generated impossible spatial coordinates. Communication networks started broadcasting random frequency patterns. "What is happening?" he demanded, his authoritative voice now tinged with uncertainty. The mathematical transmission continued, a silent, invisible invasion more effective than any traditional weapon. No laser could penetrate their shields. No missile could breach their hulls. But these quantum equations were destroying them from within, attacking the very computational logic that controlled their advanced technologies. Humanity's response wasn't a surrender. It wasn't a declaration of war. It was a mathematical revolution that would redefine cosmic conflict forever, and it had only just begun. The first signs of temporal disruption appeared quietly, almost imperceptibly. Alien ships began experiencing strange internal changes. Metal surfaces started showing microscopic aging patterns. Advanced technological systems experienced sudden, unexplained degradation. Krell noticed something was wrong when his ship's primary viewing screen flickered with unexpected temporal distortions. Metallic surfaces near critical systems began developing rust-like formations, impossible for ships designed to withstand extreme cosmic conditions. "Status report," he shouted, his voice suddenly sounding more aged and raspy. The ship's youngest crew members looked down at their hands in horror. Subtle wrinkles appeared, skin losing its smooth texture. What should have been moments were experiencing accelerated time progression. Decades seemed to compress into mere minutes. Jae-woo watched the alien fleet through quantum monitoring systems. "Temporal displacement is working perfectly," he told Hyojin, his fingers dancing across complex holographic interfaces. The quantum trap was ingenious. Unlike traditional weapons that destroyed from outside, this technology attacked time itself. Each alien vessel became a contained temporal anomaly, experiencing centuries of natural decay within moments. Advanced alien technologies began failing rapidly. Protective shields flickered and collapsed. Computational systems aged decades in seconds. What seemed like impenetrable technological marvel started crumbling like ancient artifacts. Crew members watched in terror as their bodies experienced accelerated aging. Young soldiers transformed into elderly individuals within minutes. Advanced regenerative technologies became useless against this fundamental time manipulation. "This is impossible," screamed one alien commander, his voice now weak and trembling. Sophisticated, quantum algorithms continued their silent work. Each ship became an isolated temporal prison, experiencing time differently from the external universe. Metals rusted, technologies degraded, biological systems collapsed. Hyojin understood the profound implications. "We're not destroying them," she explained to her team. "We're simply allowing time to do what it naturally does, but much faster." The alien fleet, once a symbol of technological superiority, now looked like a collection of ancient, decaying vessels. Hulls developed structural weaknesses. Advanced energy systems became unstable. Computational cores transformed into useless age technology. Krell tried to issue commands, but his voice had become a weak whisper. His body, once strong and commanding, now resembled a fragile, ancient being. The temporal trap didn't just age. It comprehensively destroyed their technological superiority. "How?" he muttered, watching his mighty fleet disintegrate. On Earth, Jae-woo continued monitoring the quantum displacement field. Each calculation was precise, each temporal manipulation carefully controlled. Humanity had transformed time itself into a weapon more powerful than any missile or energy beam. The alien ships began falling apart, not through explosions or direct attacks, but through natural decay compressed into moments. Centuries of potential existence collapsed into minutes. Their most advanced technologies became nothing more than cosmic dust. Quantum physicists had discovered something profound. Time was the ultimate weapon, and humanity had learned to control it. Alien communication systems broadcast desperate messages. Warnings, please. But each transmission became weaker, more distorted. The temporal field continued its relentless work, breaking down everything within its carefully constructed boundaries. "They underestimated human innovation," Hyojin said, quietly. The final moments of the alien invasion were silent. No dramatic explosions, no massive battles. Just a quiet, comprehensive destruction driven by humanity's most sophisticated understanding of quantum mechanics. One by one, alien ships transformed into floating debris. Technological marvels became ancient relics. A fleet that had conquered numerous civilizations now became a testament to human scientific achievement. Jae-woo watched the final quantum calculations complete their sequence. The temporal trap had worked perfectly, a silent, invisible victory that would reshape humanity's understanding of warfare and technological potential. The 24-hour ultimatum had become the aliens' final countdown. The global communication systems came alive with strange silence. Debris from the alien fleet drifted slowly, testament to humanity's unexpected victory. Jae-woo and Hyojin stood in the underground command center, watching the holographic displays, showing the remnants of what was once a mighty extraterrestrial invasion force. "We did it," Hyojin whispered, her voice a mixture of relief and disbelief. Outside, cities that had been preparing for potential destruction now erupted in cautious celebration. People who moments ago thought they would die now realized they had witnessed something extraordinary. Humanity had not just survived, they had completely redefined cosmic conflict. Jae-woo began compiling the scientific data. Every quantum calculation, every temporal manipulation would become a crucial study for future generations. What they had achieved was more than a military victory. It was a scientific revolution that would change human understanding forever. They never understood our potential, he said, reviewing the complex mathematical models that had defeated the alien fleet. News channels worldwide started broadcasting fragments of the encounter. Scientists attempted to explain the quantum temporal trap, but most explanations sounded like advanced science fiction. How does one describe defeating a technologically superior civilization by manipulating time itself? In research facilities around the world, teams began analyzing the recovered alien technology. Each fragment represented years of potential scientific discovery. The temporal trap had not just defeated the aliens, it had provided humanity with technological insights decades, perhaps centuries ahead of current understanding. Global leaders gathered in emergency sessions. The victory was collective. No single nation could claim credit. This had been a unified human effort, bringing together the most brilliant minds from every continent, every background. We were prepared, Hyejin told the assembled international committee. While they saw us as a primitive civilization, we were developing technologies beyond their comprehension. The alien fleet's destruction became a turning point in human history. No longer would humanity be seen as a vulnerable species. They had demonstrated an ability to think beyond conventional technological limitations, to turn mathematics and quantum physics into weapons of unprecedented sophistication. Jae-woo understood the profound implications. This isn't just about defending ourselves, he explained to his research team. This is about showing the universe that humanity's greatest strength is our ability to innovate. Recovered alien communication logs revealed their complete shock. Their computational systems had been unable to comprehend or counter humanity's quantum approach. What seemed like a simple mathematical transmission had been a complete technological invasion. Scientists began studying the temporal manipulation technologies. Each discovery opened new potential fields of research. Time was no longer just a concept to be observed. It could be a tool, a weapon, a method of defense. They gave us 24 hours, Hyejin said with a slight smile. We needed far less than that to show them who we really are. Global universities started developing new research programs focused on quantum temporal technologies. What was once theoretical research now had practical, world-changing applications. Humanity had transformed from a potentially conquered species to a civilization that could control fundamental cosmic principles. The alien fleet's remains became a symbol, not of destruction, but of human potential. Museums would display fragments. Scientists would study every microscopic detail, and future generations would learn about the day humanity revealed its true technological capabilities. Jae-woo looked at the final quantum calculations. Each number, each complex equation represented more than a scientific achievement. They represented human spirit, the ability to face seemingly impossible challenges and transform them into opportunities. We didn't just survive, he told Hyejin. We demonstrated that innovation is our most powerful weapon. The universe had underestimated humanity, and now everyone would know the truth. Humanity wasn't just another civilization. They were pioneers of a new form of technological understanding, creators who could turn the impossible into reality, defenders who could protect themselves through pure scientific brilliance. The 24-hour ultimatum had become a timeless lesson, and the lesson was simple: never underestimate human potential.